Warning. Shalom, motherfucking Shabbat. Tis your fucking boy, Mogul. So anyways, I am making another video. I just got off of Discord with one of my friends. And the last y'all saw in the last video with the black-white deck was I was at Platinum Tier 3 pushing on to 2. After playing a couple of matches, I ended up pushing to Diamond Tier 4 with this deck. I don't know how many of y'all have ever got into Diamond before, but for me personally, it's my first time getting into Diamond, and I'm pretty excited about that, you know? I've only been playing for 8 days, and I'm already at Diamond. So the goal now is Mythic. I thought Mythic was after Platinum, but we have another set of hurdles to get through, but that's perfectly fine. So we got to Diamond. And I want to make this video dedicated to talking about the cards in this deck and what makes them good, in my opinion, for a sense of situations, how did they play out, and how good was it really? So, we have the deck right here. So, the idea behind it is to have control, okay? Duress has always been my favorite Magic card because you reveal that it's a 1-mana drop, you look at their hand. It's great. Yeah, the other one, you lose 2 life and draw a card, but we don't have creatures like that to be like, okay, we're going to just, or get life gain. I mean, we can do shit like that, but that's not the purpose of it. I want the consistency, and a 1-mana drop, Duress, is phenomenal. Turn 2, we have an Undercity Plunder into this. Fucking phenomenal. Make them discard a card. That's already 2 cards they're down on their 7-card start. Okay? And then if they don't want us to copy something, that's 3 cards. That's fucking amazing. And then if you use back-to-back it combo, phenomenal. So we have the discards right there. But not only that, we have the City Stalker Connoisseur for the discards. So we're going to put a little pile right here that is just discard capability. So we have the Duress to discard, turn 1, turn 2 into that, turn 3 if we want something aggressive on the field, but the discard is only if they target. So this is more to control the grave a little bit, poke, and gain some life, you know, when necessary. Because you can discard some creatures off of these 2 cards, and turn 3, do a little damage, gain some life. So this is nice. Turn 4, it's always good. Discard a card, boom, have an aggressor, and if we need to get rid of something that's access, guess what? That's Gucci Babalucci because we is discarded with the blood token. Not a main strategy within the deck, but it does come up in situations. I've noticed just the fact that you have 1, 2, if you get all 3 of these down, that is a total of 3 cards there down on card economy. Or if even if it's 1 and you have 2 of these, you do 2 of those, boom, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4, that's 4. You dwindle them down pretty hard with that, especially if they're summoning creatures, low swarm and stuff like that. Phenomenal. So that's that right there. So now it's like, okay, well, what else do you have in this deck that can work pretty fucking well in here? Granted, creatures, the creatures we want here are things when they enter the battlefield, or if they die, or some form of control, or like a mental taunt and aggro. Not like, hey, get rid of this, but something's like, I can't let that stay on the field, or I either got to deal with this or find a way to work around it or whatever. Graveyard Trespasser is one of those cards, especially decks that rely heavy on graveyard. Now, Junji, the Midnight Sky, is another good card because you can also cause them to discard, which is great. Discard 2 cards, lose 2 life, that flying in minutes, 5 damage, great, and he's a good blocker. But not only that, you can lose 2 life and bring a creature back from your grave to the field. So you wouldn't want to bring something like City Stalker Connoisseur if their hand is a little stacked. You want to get a little aggressive. You're going to play the Graveyard Trespasser, exile a card, deal damage, gain a life. fucking great. Or if you're a little desperate and you need a draw, you get one of these two boys out. Or there's an enchantment on the field, Dawnbringer Cleric. Fucking destroy that enchantment, which is great. So discard capability is pretty solid. Pretty solid in my opinion. Now it's like, okay, well, what about creatures? Well, creatures, I have 6 draw creatures because they're just bodies. When they enter the field, that's fine. We draw a card. Not bad. Blockers, gain a life, whatever. So these are just sole purpose of bodies to protect you when you need it. Take the damage, block with scarcity, with meticulous, thoughtful actions for setup and bait. Now, these 6 cards are great combos with Lult, the Spider Queen. Lult, the Spider Queen conjures 2/1 black spiders with menace at a -3. When a creature dies, 1 counter. If these creatures die, that's perfectly fine. No skin off our nuts, or no skin off your clit, or whatever rocks your boat. I'm not judging. But let me move real quick. Gotta move the chair. Little wolf wants to get under the desk, which is fine. So if these creatures die, you enter the field, you draw a card, but you also plus because it's a body, and a Lult gets stronger. But not only the fact you have the opportunity of making Lult stronger. Another big brain thing is if enemies don't have cards in their graveyard to exile creature cards, then you can exile these cards, deal that 1 damage, gain that 1 life. It's not going to do much of a difference. So Graveyard Trespasser alone, we'll move that there. We'll move lands over. Boom, and then we're going to create a separate aisle. Graveyard Trespasser alone synergizes so well with these as blockers and the enter to draw, and your discard factors to get stuff into the opponent's graveyard. So this card has the synergy here with those. Now, since we're going on with Lult, with Planeswalker, we're going to transition into removal after this. So I've never got able to pull off the -8, but the draw 1 card does come in clutch a lot of times. Because they get a little reckless and greedy and they want to attack and they tap their creature. That's where your girl comes in. The Wandering Emperor. -2, exile target tapped creature, gain 2 life. This alone has saved me so many times in ranked play. Because they're going to have a beefy ass creature be tapped out. You have the 4 mana, flash it, -2. Or if you even want to get cheeky, you're attacking and they go to block, or you're going to block with something and you don't want to do the -2, you can do the +1 counter. On occasions, I use the -1 for the Samurai, but more often than not, my priority on Wandering Emperor is exile target tapped creature to gain 2 life or the +1. The gain 2 life is a nice factor to incorporate with the Graveyard Trespasser and the Overseer, Inspired Overseer. This is what, 3, 6, 8? 8 cards that allow us to gain life. This is, actually, I lie. 10 with the Dawnbringer Cleric. Now, Dawnbringer Cleric is either going to be, he's primarily here for destroy target enchantment and have him as block and father when needed. But the priority is destroy target enchantment. If we can't pull the enchantment off, we'll gain the 2 life. That's fine. And very rarely we are going to exile a target card from a graveyard unless they have something with Disturb that has to get gone. Or something like, self-mill deck where they rely on creatures or whatever. But Gentle Repose aspect of him is very rare. More often than not, we save this for destroy target enchantment. Any enchantment on the field, where it be Meat Hook, Revel's Cavalier, preferably that card, because fuck that card. So that's good for that. But you're thinking oh, okay, well, if you're building against that, why don't you just have, more of that? See, this is where the big brain shit comes in. It's very underrated and very sleep of people to do this. So this is where removal comes in. So we're going to segue over to the removal aspect. Wandering exile, a wandering emperor exiles target tapped creature. So the key word here is exile. Now, if creatures have indestructible or they have the shield token mechanic, you destroy it, it comes back or it doesn't die. Exile, you just completely exile. Remove it from the fucking game. Can't come back. Exile is so good. And the fact that the Wandering Emperor has it, how do we play off of this well? Okay. Well, Wandering Emperor, we're going to put her on her own little column right here because this is going to be the exile aspect of it now. Now, we're going to put it right here. All right, so Wandering Emperor, exile or target tapped creature, gain 2 life. All right, so what else in this deck that I can put to exile a creature? We're going to put two, I only have 2. Vanish Inverse. Exile target monocolored permanent. Instant. So this is good against those monocolors, those pesky creatures, big hitters, or fucking like those enchantments or whatever. Anything that's monocolored, exile it. Gone. This is amazing. This paired with this, phenomenal. Okay. Now we do have 3 Faithful Absence for the destruction. I prefer this instead of Infernal Grasp because we don't want to lose life. Now, this right here is a very situational thing where you have to think about because you do give your opponent the chance for draw advantage at the expense of 2 mana. They sacrifice the card and they draw a card, but you destroy a creature or a planeswalker. Okay? In hindsight, you can use this. If they want to exile one of your creatures, you can use this on your own Junji. Or you can use it even on your own Graveyard Trespasser if you have means of getting it back. But more often than not, a lot of times that I found myself using this versus exile stuff to outplay and juke them, I use it on Junji the Midnight Sky. Phenomenal. Discard 2 cards, lose 2 life. Good little combo right there. But this right here, this kind of plays into more with where I'm about to get at with the exiling mechanic in this deck. Fateful Absence gives them the artifact where they pay 2 and they draw a card. Magic with lands, it's economy, and that determines what you can do on your turn and on your opponent's turn, depending on what flash or instance that you have in your deck. And with those type of cards, you need to pay mana. Now, yeah, okay. 2, they draw a card. They plus in their hand, but they minus on the field. So it sets them back slightly. Now, they can draw a card, have that extra card, and you can make them discarded with this, that, or Undercity Plunder, you know? So the fact that they plus, you do have ways of mitigating their plus, which is kind of null, and you get something off of the field, which is good. But this plays really well with the exile mechanic in this deck. Now, earlier I was talking about the Dawnbringer Cleric with the Destroy Enchantment versus the Revels. Okay? Revels Cavalier, or however the fuck you pronounce it. Really mingy ass card, dude. Cabaretti Revels. Psh, my bad. I'm sorry. I don't fucking drink G Fuel and whatever the fuck and think this is a good card. I mean, it is a good card, but like, this takes no skill. This is a brainless card. And if you watch my videos and you play this card, you know, nothing against you personally, but you're fucking dumb. If you think playing this and winning with this is skill, or like those broken combos or their loops, that's not skill right there. You're fucking trash. Okay? So, but just because edgelords and little fedora wearing fucks like to play this card, and it's predominant because it's easy wins, I'm going to play around that. So this card states, whenever you cast a creature spell, seek a creature card with lesser mana value, then put it onto the battlefield. It's 3 mana. So predominantly with this card, you want to combo with cards that when they enter the battlefield, they get an effect, such as the let's see what's his name? Where the fuck is he? The Lunarch veteran, or perhaps even like that 3/2 guy. I don't have him. Let's see if we can find them real quick. The racketeer boss, or the little Gordy right here. Where's little Gordy? Let's pull Gordy up real quick. Where's your boy? Come on. The prosperous innkeeper, or you want to play something like like a little minge, like the Terrelsia gain the life. Like basically, it's going to be these life gain decks. But if you notice something about these cards, their mana cost is generally 3 or lower, or even okay. Let me show you another example of another Minji life gain card that's predominant in the Revels type decks. Where is it? I mean, that's another one. 3 mana right there, and you bring another creature back. That with Cavaliers, you fuck, dude. You plus with 3 cards, and you gain like all that life. Even that you're inspiring Overseer or the dogs, or where is it? Like dungeons, the righteous Valkyries, the angel stuff, or the enchantment. When you go against the enchantment decks, the I'm at 3 filter. I'm sorry. Let's go back to 2. The Jukai Naturalist, or the little Minji guy, the 1 mana. I think he's 1 mana. I want to say. But you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. I believe it's a Neon Dynasty card. Where is it? The Kami of Terrence, the Generous Visitor. Those are all under. They're all 3 or less. So you're not destroying these creatures. But the key thing is the 2 mana. 2 extra mana, they're down on the field. They take most of mid-game building up to summon all these creatures, swarm the board. Yeah, you're going to take a little bit of damage. That's fine. But you really hit them with the Womack, with the Divine Purge. Exile all artifact and creatures with mana value 3 or less. They perpetually gain. This spell costs 2 more to cast, and this permanent enters the battlefield tapped for as long as each of them remain exiled and its owners may play it. Okay. 2 mana more. Those cards all cost 2 more. 4 mana just to summon one of those pesky little fucking cards. Let them swarm the field with Revels. Let them swarm it. Let them swarm the field. Waste all their mana. It's like, oh, I got to build up again. Oh, it puts me back. I'm going to gain this life. I'm going to do this. Let them do that. Let them do that. Exile their fucking cards. Get rid of it. Make it cost more. At that time, you're building up with your land. You're slowly setting up. You're making them discard some stuff. Okay? So now you're getting your mid, like engine going. As long as you have some 2 mana and you have some form of draw or destruction or something that you can kind of predict or destroy or whatever, you're good. Okay? Because your highest mana count in this deck is 2. 2 to 3. That's where stuff starts to come online right there. And you're going to have the mana for whatever you need. Color-wise, double color, you're going to have it. So, excuse me that I burped. I'm sorry. But 2 more mana. And this ability does stack. So you can apply it for 4 more. But it happens on occasion. Now you're thinking, well, that doesn't get rid of the problem. Well, that's just like, there's 2 more, but they get everything on the field. My brother in Christ, I'm about to fucking blow your fucking little peanut mind. Now, peep this out. You have an exile mechanic with this because they enter the battlefield tapped. So the fact that they come into the field tapped, all right, exile it, gain 2 life, money. You're stalling a little bit. Oh, destroy the card, mono, whatever. So you have the setup, but ideally you were building up versus these enchantment and these swarms or whatever fucking deck that you were playing against. You are stalling to build up to farewell. Farewell is such a good card. This removal is ridiculous. Okay? Choose one or more for 6 mana. You easily get 6 mana, unless Wizards wants to fuck you and not give you the mana that you need. But you easily get it. Easily. Not an issue. This card right here single handedly will cause people to surrender against you because of this. Now, 2 white, 4 other. Choose one or more. Exile all artifacts. Exile all creatures. Exile all enchantments. Exile all graveyards. See, you're going to tease them a bit. You're going to give them a little feigned sliver of hope. They think, oh, I can summon all my creatures back for 2 more mana and I'm going to pop and there's no way this guy's going to beat me. Oh, I'm so good because I played this easy facial deck. Wrong, motherfucker. Wrong. You just got outplayed. And you know how you got outplayed? Because you played into my fucking trap. Like the fucking soy boy beta cuck that you are. You fell into that shit. Now, they play all that. They build their field up. They have all their shit going. They're ready to fuck. They're like, okay, where it's going down. Okay, cool. Yeah. Guess what? Turn 6, you have this. And you have your cards to allow you to draw. Spirited Companion, Inspiring Overseer, even Lult. You have the abilities to draw. So, you will draw into this card event. I would play one more of these probably. But you will draw into this, and by the time you draw into it and their field is stacked with enchantments or their revels and they're trying to build up whatever, they have everything, drop this, that's GG right there. They're going to surrender because you're still going to have heavy hitters in your hand like Junji, or you're going to have one of these, or you're going to have a Lalt, or you're going to have her. You're still going to have stuff. Yeah, Planeswalkers aren't affected. That's why we have Fateful Absence and Vanish in Verse. But still, Farewell is so good. Farewell and Divine Purge are just sleep. People are sleeping on this. Revels, this is a true control. This is true anti-metal right here. Dragons ain't shit. Oh, I'm gonna get rid of all your artifacts and all your big creatures. Oh, and all your you're gonna summon the little dragon, the fierce dragon whelpling. Oh, we're gonna make him cost more mana. You're not gonna get your plus. Immediately we see dragons, we're destroying that shit however we can. We're getting rid of those fucking dragons. Like this deck is supreme. This is a great fucking deck. And yeah, 3.0 mana average. 2 multicolor, 23 lands, 18 black, 21 white, 2 1 mana, 15 2, 8 3, 4 6 4, 4 5, and 2 6 pluses. I call this the sleeper because people are asleep on this deck. And that is my deck breakdown, thought process, and what I've encountered throughout Platinum 3 to Diamond 4. With this deck, and I'm very excited I got to Diamond. Drop a like and sub if you would like. If not, no skin off my nuts. But yeah, thank you very much. This is the deck. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a fabulous day, because I'm very fucking happy. Diamond 4, boys. 8 days.